Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Cruz and welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. Before we get started, please do all of the things that help this channel grow. Like this video, comment and subscribe below, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. So as you can clearly see here, this is my normal desk setup. This is not necessarily something you always see in my videos. I'm usually sitting here and facing the camera that way, and you get this angle with the black wall with the lights behind me. But today we're gonna address this here. When I first put this room together, I mentioned that this shelving system could be a little bit limiting because it was very specific to what I had at the time, and I thought as long as I don't change much, which I haven't done in years, I should be fine. Just a couple of months later, I switched over to a laptop and it changed absolutely everything, and I had to readjust a bunch of stuff, and I haven't been quite happy with the layout of this desk setup. So I'm gonna address that today. I want to do a couple of things if I can. I want to get more space out of here. I also want to lower, I don't know if you can see this, I want to lower how high this all sits, because ultimately my monitor is very, very high from where I actually can sit at it. You can't really get a good angle from here, but you understand, it's too high, and I find myself looking a little too far up. Now, I used to like that because, you know, I used to keep my back straight, but I think it's just a little too high. So I want to address that, lower everything down, and I want more space on there because I want to be able to mount my speakers on the shelving as well, as opposed to having them on speaker stands, because the speaker stands are getting in the way on the floor. So obviously that needs to be addressed. I don't want to keep it like that. So I'm very quickly gonna see if I can rectify the situation, make this a little bit better, sort of a second chance at designing this in a way where it could be a little bit more functional for my day-to-day use. Not only do I want to get my monitor stands mounted and off of the ground, I want my screen lowered. I want the keyboard lowered. I also want a little more desk space as well for, you know, just to be able to place things on my desk, like a cup of coffee. I have very limited space because I designed it specifically for just a typing keyboard and a mouse, and that's a little bit too tight of a space. And also to the point where I couldn't even fit my fader port, which is something that I use all the time. So I need to have that mounted. I have it like in a little bit of a pocket shelf underneath, and it's just a little bit too hidden, and I can't get to it as quickly as I'd like to. And you guys know me, I like functionality. I like to be able to do things fast, get in, get out, and that's slowing me down a lot. So we're going to work on this space a little bit. I'm going to give you a little bit of a time lapse and figure this all out. So here's my idea. My idea is to elongate the shelving. Use the same shelving system, but just get longer shelves. So I have a 6-foot one, and I think a 36-inch one as well. And we'll make all this better. Let's check it out. We're sort of halfway through this thing. I have the first shelf mounted. It's pretty low, but that's what I expected it to be, so we're gonna keep going. I have it so that it's spread out nice and evenly across the whole top here. So I probably gained about another 2 feet of shelf space here, so I can easily fit the speakers on here, hopefully. So that's the plan. We'll continue going and see where this takes us. Alright, as you can see, I have both shelves mounted now. I have the second one sticking out just a little bit more than the top one, so that I could easily do my typing and mouse moving and all that good stuff. So we're getting there. Now it's time to piece everything back together. This is the part that I have to be very strategic about, because I want to make sure that I don't do anything that I'll regret, right? I want to make sure that I set it up exactly how I want it. So let's keep going. Hey, really quickly, so I want to show you guys something that I'm about to try out. Since I'm going to put my speaker monitors onto the shelf, it's not good to put speakers directly onto wood shelving. You don't want that unwanted rumbling. You don't want unrealistic big bottom end that is coming from the rumbling of the wood. So you're supposed to put like monitor foam at the very least under that. I don't have that in my studio right now. Maybe I'll order that in the future. But on my current monitor stands here, there's a plate that the monitors usually sit on. I think I can unscrew the plate from the monitor stand itself and maybe put it onto the shelf. So, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? Let's try it out. Alright, this is not a permanent solution, but definitely can get the job done for a little bit while, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one and get the rest of this stuff mounted up. And there you guys have it. The new setup is finally done. This was one of those situations where you go, yeah, this is gonna be easy. I don't have to disconnect everything. I think I can work around it. It's gonna be great. And then before you know it, you're hours and hours in, your entire studio is disconnected and you are reconfiguring everything and rerouting everything, and that's exactly what happened. I had to take every single thing apart and basically make it all happen again. So it was definitely a challenge. I think I was able to do it in under 4 hours, so it wasn't too bad, but definitely a challenge. I've already tested some music and played some stuff on with the speakers, and I'm not getting that rattle, so that little trick did work, and I didn't have to spend any money on any kind of foam or specialized mounting equipment for my studio monitors. So that was actually really convenient. I didn't really want to spend money on this project. Obviously I had to buy some of the shelving and the equipment to actually mount the shelving, but other than that, I really wanted to just utilize what I had, just reconfigure the space a little bit, and it worked out really great, and I'm really proud of it. Everything is in its place, and you guys know me, I really love that. The best part about it is that there are no more speaker stands to bang into, and I was literally banging into them every day, and that's a real challenge when you actually are moving studio monitors around a lot, because it changes everything, just a hair off and you hear it differently. And that was happening to me, where I was having to like reposition the speakers almost on a daily basis, and that's not good. So I can see how this is going to be a much better option for me already. The other cool part about this was I was able to gain all of this desk space. I didn't have this before. I was about almost like 2 feet shorter than this, so I have all of this room now. So I was able to bring my fader port right next to me, which is what I've been craving this whole time, and just have desk space as a whole. I've been missing that. Like if I would come down here with a cup of coffee, I had nowhere to put my coffee. It was just kind of annoying. And not that you should have liquids in the studio, but let's be realistic, coffee belongs in the studio. That's fine. The other thing I was able to do is lower everything a lot, actually. So I'm now able to reach my MIDI keyboard quite easily. My screen is right in front of me, versus before it was at least 6 to 8 inches higher than it was right now, believe it or not. And so I don't have to quite look up so much. I could literally just kind of look straight ahead, eye level. The speakers are meeting me where I want them to meet me as well. So everything is pretty perfect. The other thing that I did too was I flipped the monitor and the laptop. I didn't realize this when I first situated everything, that the monitor for the laptop, the secondary monitor use, always wanted to put it on the right side, not the left, and it didn't have an option to tweak that for whatever reason. So I would have to sort of like get used to moving my mouse to the right, but knowing that my screen was on the left. It was very odd. So now I just swap that around so that it's a natural movement. When I move my mouse, it goes to the screen that I'm expecting to actually look at when I move my mouse to the right, and when I go to the left, it's on the laptop, which is pretty cool. I think it's a little more pleasing to the eye aesthetically. The contrast between the black walls and then the chestnut shelving, I think it's actually really cool. And I'm just overall really happy with the setup and the breakdown. I feel like I can just I don't know. I'm excited to work again. I got to do some editing tonight, so that's where I'm really going to put it to the test. And yeah, it should be really, really cool. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. My pedal board is now also on the floor towards the right of me versus on the left of me where I had it before. See, I noticed that was another mistake that I made. I filmed from this angle to me, so when my pedal board would be back there, it would be a little bit of a hassle. I'd have to turn around, step on my pedal board, and come back. Now that the pedal board is right there, I can film and, you know, play guitar, and everything is just a little bit easier to get to. Again, functionality, I'm huge on that. I'm not even sure if I'm going to end up using this footage. I just decided to film it because I figured, why not? Let me film the upgrades that I'm making slowly but surely in this studio. So this was a big one for me. Like I said, it was small in terms of what I had to do, but big in terms of the difference that it would make. So I'm really, really proud of it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it's helped you in some kind of way. Let me know in the comments section if you dug the video, if you want to see more of the behind the scenes stuff like this as I work on upgrading the studio little by little and the space in general. If you want to see me film some of the behind the scenes stuff like this, I'll try my best to get a little bit better at it, because it's not something that I'm typically doing. I sometimes forget to turn on the camera or whatever. It's just really difficult to work and actually film yourself at the same time. Shout out to all of the YouTubers who do it. You guys are amazing. Do me a favor, please do all of the things that help this channel grow. Like this video, subscribe and comment below, and be sure to hit the bell icon so you get an alert every single time I upload a video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.